Oh, it's 11:58. It's only 2 minutes. Bueno. Okay. 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 Screen recorded.
Okay, turn your mics on. Turn your mics on. Turn your mics on.
On.
So I hit the wrong address last time.
You got
No,
it.
we're not.
We didn't talk about a door.
I signed.
We talked about stuff back.
Oh,
Events.
Brought a whole new meeting. Spoiled.
Spoiled the thought of it.
Yeah. Okay, it's 12:04. I'll call the meeting to order. We have one absent, Tony Rodriguez. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of our last meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
I'll
Motion passed.
abstain. I did,
Uh,
because I wasn't at the last meeting.
Okay, Reba abstained. Okay, we're going to skip to the work session. Then we'll come back to the first two items on the agenda. Mr. Velez.
The other day at the Cameron County Historical Commission, Mr. Love suggested to show all the rehabs that have been done in Brownsville since 2018, just to encourage other cities within the Cameron County to do the same. So I feel that it's a very good exercise, so I just brought the same presentation that we were not able to present the other day. So these are the presentation, the buildings that, at least some of them that I know that have been restored since 2018. This is the Layton, before and after. This is the Asim House. I'm representing here how it was, in order that you can see that what board member Mr. Love did was remove the enclosed area to open the exterior and bring back the facade. This is how it looked like. This is how it looks now. And these are some interior photographs for those that were not able to visit the place. Sweeney Apartments, the before and after.
Go back.
Yeah, sorry.
Where are those?
This is
Oh,
First and Adams. Tomasita Shears. These are the houses that were rehabbed by CDCB. You remember, at the corner of 15 and Jackson. Before and after. The global shotgun here.
And CDCB did these too?
Yes. Oh, this is another legend, Mr. Love. People says that this building came from Fort Brown. No, I haven't researched it, and it didn't. It didn't. And these are the rear buildings on the lot that is in front. This has tax credits, the State National Bank. It's looking like this. All the marble and arches are being discovered right now. This is the Fernandez High Yard before and after. They are repairing the floor on the empty space. That will be an expansion of the restaurant that exists now next to this place. Sorry.
So is the restaurant going to take the rest of the space?
Apparently that's going to happen. This is the patio. This is the Celedonio Garza. I don't know what happened with the Olvera because I put it, perhaps I forgot to put the Olvera in this presentation. This is the Celedonio Garza, the Coca-Cola tax credits, the Calderoni building before and after, still pending to do the second floor, the Casimiro Tamayo, the Tijerina house with tax credits, the Lyseca building,
This is incredible.
the Serrata store and residence.
Go
Sorry,
back.
before and after.
Did a great job with the bridge.
And Al Jardin Hotel, that is an ongoing work. And these are pending, these are right now ongoing works. The Galbert rental house at the corner of St. Charles and Fifth. They are they are in the process, so they have saved, this is less than half a lot. So the engineer took charge of this and wanted to rehab instead of losing it. The Samuel Brooks with tax credits. This is the new roof that has been built by Mr. Love there.
That's nice.
And this is another ongoing work, the Cameron Hotel. Right now, they are starting with tax credits, sorry. And we will see, we are going to check precisely these two properties right now. The Nelroy apartments, they have already requested that. They are in the process of the tax credits. And the Sherwood House that is just next to it. So as you can see, we have plenty of buildings, and simply to encourage the people and let the people know what has happened during these years. So let me go to the beginning and we can start with the first public hearing.
Juan, can you share this with us?
Only the presentation?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. You want me to send to your emails?
Yes, please.
Only this
Like-
one, only I would add the Olvera, because I don't know what happened. That's the first one that appears, because that was the one that triggered everything was the Olvera.
And the Lyseca.
And the Lyseca is already included.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yes, if you'll add the Oveda, that would be great.
Yeah, so that's the first one. I don't know, maybe this is, I don't know what happened or where did I left the other one. Okay, so this is the Nelroy, first one. Please, Mr. Walker, if you. Okay. So the first item is the Nelroy Apartments. It was built in 1929, and what it happened is that the Sherwood House that was located here at the corner of 7th and St. Charles was moved next to this building. This is a high preservation priority ranking right now, so that means that could be designated directly as a National Register Historic Place, probably later a state marker, and naturally can get the tax credits if that is done correctly through the phases that the state of Texas wants. So this is how it looked like on 1906. The Sherwood House still located at the corner, appears on the top of the sample map. You can notice that in between 1919 and 1926, something happened there, and they built more to the back of the house. And then 1930 shows for the very first time the Nelroy Apartments, and 1957 again, the Nelroy Apartments appear there, and just next to it, the Sherwood House. So, you know this building, I'm showing all the facades and some details. Staircase that is still there, the corridors with those 6 pane windows and the transoms, that double door that is original, the transoms. Some have a single hung window, some others aluminum. The interior, they are going to preserve the interior you would see on the drawings. The project is one of the very best I have ever seen here. So this is the site plan. This is the main elevation. The rear elevation. And the other elevations.
Can you go back to the side elevations, please? No, the last two.
What?
The two side, not this one, the next one. Okay, stop here.
That's the rear to the alley.
Okay, I want to just look at it.
This is how it's going to look like. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so now the next side. Now this side is,
That's to the 7th Street.
this is, okay, this is the one that interests me the most.
So they are bringing back the windows, we will see what they are proposing. And really, the interior, they are going to still maintain the floor plan of each apartment. And there are some little changes on the walls and so, but those are okay.
What is, on this, what is the two? Is that special brick on the top where it indicates two? Is that
Okay,
special brick?
yeah, that's the ventilation. That's built with Spanish tiles. And they're going to leave those Spanish tiles. And the rest are, as you can see, canopies with the detail of the brackets, and they will bring back exactly the same. Remember that they are going to request for tax credits, so they have to do correctly the job, otherwise they will not get the money. So, and this is the other facade that is facing the interior next to the Sherwood. And you can see the double doors and so on the second floor, right? And again, the vents over the two little small windows you can see there.
The small windows are the bathrooms.
So this is how the floor is right now. Second floor. And this is how the proposal for the first floor. So when you compare this one, okay, you see where are the walls dividing the apartments. And this other, they are not moving anything. What they are doing is simply organizing in a different way the interior of the apartment. So from
Okay, so leave it right here, please, so that I can look at it. Oh, this is the proposal.
that's the proposal, yeah.
Go back to the existing. Okay, so the door is in the hallway and you go past the bathroom, and is this a kitchenette? It's the bathroom and the kitchenette are the first that you go through, and then you go into the bedroom?
This is how it looks like right now, yeah. You have the restroom to the left and the kitchen to the right.
Okay,
So it's much better organized in this way because it's an open space, and then the restroom to the right opposed to the door when you open. So it's a clear entry. The only one that changes is the one to the right, that they simply remove a wall there to have an ample space.
And these are efficiencies, right?
These are apartments. These are luxury apartments. They want to have a kind of luxury apartments. They will have the floor later on and they will explain the project.
and then they've made the two at the end bigger.
Sorry?
The two at the end are bigger.
Yes, yes. Right now it's like this. So what they do is remove that wall in the interior. So you have complete open space, more than open
Yeah,
space.
this is a hundred.
So they preserve the units. They simply adapt. They have done a very good detail of the staircase.
Go back. I know you'd like to, but I need to look.
Yeah, this is the second floor.
Okay, go to
The photos.
the photo. No, the other
This
direction,
is the second floor,
the other
and
direction.
this is the proposed of the second floor.
Okay. and
So it's
then-
exactly the same.
All right.
The staircase, they are going to leave the staircase.
Okay, stop. And this is the,
This is simply that you can see the.
oh, this is the one bedroom.
types. All right?
Okay.
This is
How it's going to look like?
the concept.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and what about for the efficiency? This is the
This is
efficiency?
the efficiency.
Okay. Go
And
back
the-
to the efficiency. Now, is the efficiency a full kitchen with a refrigerator?
They will explain. it. All
Okay,
right. So they show here the doors and so I have some comments because it's important to preserve the old features of the building in certain areas. They took the patience of photographing every single door. Yeah.
Do we know which ones are the originals?
I don't think that none of these are originals.
None of the doors are original.
They are, okay, the original doors are these, at least the ones in white, you know? That 15 pane door to the left and the other one with the transom on top. That is on the facade, on the balcony, looking southeast. These are original windows as well?
Now, these windows are in the hallway?
Yes. So that's a complication because, and that's when the Texas Historical Commission, you must have the conversation with the Texas Historical Commission because nowadays to leave these be kind of safety issue. So maybe they would say, okay, you can panel, but from the exterior, but leave there the window and you panel one side or maybe the other, but the window is not touched and everybody knows that it's there. That's the typical way in which they resolve.
And these look like they're mostly all originals, except for the two
Yeah.
at the bottom.
Yep. So again, they took the photographs of all the windows, mosquiteras. These are the second floor windows.
It looks to me like there's numerous violations of current codes. Are they grandfathered in this building?
Probably in the past, yeah.
And there's ADA issues, there's fire exit issues.
Yep. Well, the project has to go through, Mr. Walker have to go through zoning and building. Okay? But some of those can be exempted because the building is historical and so.
It's too small, the hallway?
Do what?
It's too small, the hallway?
Well, I didn't look at that, but
Too narrow?
if you go back to the first floor, okay, that's proposed first floor. So the hallway going left to right, the left end, is there no exit door there?
No.
Okay, see, that's a dead end corridor, longer than 20 feet.
Yeah,
That's
but you
against
have,
the fire.
oh, you have 28 onto the perpendicular, yeah, hallways. Okay, but that's the rear facade. If you have to open a door there, probably the fire department would tell. That's not important to the building.
And I see a lot of the doors going into the efficiency apartments hinged the wrong way.
Okay,
And so that doesn't comply with handicap requirements.
They
You
need
have
to
to
come
have-
out?
They
They
have-
have to come out in the hallway?
they have to turn
No,
to the
no.
right.
No,
You have to be able to
Oh, oh,
approach the door and pull it open, wheelchair. There's
Okay.
not enough room to do that. It looks like
you have
there's
to have 16 on the
you have
strike
to have at
side.
least 12 inches. So,
12,
yeah.
Okay,
just by flipping the door.
those details should have to be been discussed with the building department. So. Right.
I've just always been concerned about fire
Yep.
exits. and
Okay.
Safety of people living here. Is this place sprinkler? I doubt it, right?
I don't know. I don't have the details, so these are general plans. Those
Well, I'll
are,
go back to former fire marshal from Edinburgh, spoke to the architects years ago. One of his statements still resonates with me. He said that in the history of the United States, there has never been a single death in a fully operational sprinkler system building. Not one death. That's remarkable. And the cost of sprinklering a building today, not much more than $1 or $2 a square foot. I would personally support a law in the state of Texas requiring sprinkler systems in all public buildings.
well, I
It's a safety
thought
issue.
I thought the city made it for over 6,000 square feet. Didn't they add that?
Well, that's not on our roof. That would be
Yes.
the fire department, you know.
I believe it's commercial. I don't know if it applies to apartments, but for
Yeah.
commercial buildings, anything over 6,000 square feet is sprinklered.
Okay,
So what I'm reminding, sorry?
no, I'm through
Yeah,
comments.
so,
Just opinion on the finishes. If, if you did more of a period look, 1930s, 1940s, 30, 20 years from now, you probably won't need to update, again. But if you go with the more modern finish, then 20 years from now, it's probably going to be outdated and you're going to want to update again. In my opinion, you'd save yourself money, if you went with the more period finishes on the inside. You won't have to touch it again. I did my house 18 years ago and I've never painted it. I've never, well, updates, but and it stays different. Nobody else can copy you. You have a unique historical building, and if you carried it inside and out, you'll have something different than anybody else, my opinion.
Are the AC units going to be all at the top? They will not be,
they will explain later.
pardon?
All those questions, they will explain later.
Okay.
Oh,
Remember that we ask only for, let us say, the design itself. No mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. That's not our business. No
Well,
fire
but
code.
here
no-
they have air conditioning units in the windows.
Yeah, no, but it's not going to be like that.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't know, mini splits now come with cassettes, with registers. If, maybe you guys already know, if that helps you for your design wise, you can, one mini split can now do like 3 rooms, instead of just an open space, if that helps you.
Okay, what I'm showing or reminding is the work, the Secretary of the Interior standards to be applied on this work. That is naturally the treatment of the masonry. I'm showing there the recommended and not recommended. Naturally, one of those is to do not pressure water, use pressure water at a high, pressure. The way
Okay.
to repair.
Okay, Mr. Velez, what is your recommendation of
Okay.
staff?
So I'm reminding here, this is important because Ms. Cardenas McNair triggered the other day, and I have been speaking with the upper management and so on. We have to enforce the landscaping with these kind of picket fences and so on, blah, 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 and green areas and trees and so. I'm simply reminding here what is the code for the multifamily buildings such as this one, so they can show on the site plan what the code says regarding landscaping. For instance, in this case, I don't think that they will only need on the back. You will see what they are proposing. So the staff recommendation is to, they have to complete the building permit and COA applications. The facades and their features should be preserved or appropriately repaired following the Secretary of Interior standards. If any element is replaced, should be in kind. Those are wood windows. You cannot change it with metal or so, unless you are speaking with the Texas Star Commission and they approve you, okay, because it's a huge effort and you're going to do all this kind of investment and so, the visual impact will be exactly the same, but then now you can use a different building material. That's up to the Texas Star Commission. Otherwise, they have to preserve the wood windows and the wood openings as they are right now. The original canopy has brackets, so those brackets have to be brought back. The interior transom windows and any existing original door and the 6 window open facing the corridor should be preserved or appropriately repaired following the Secretary of Interior standards. If the element is replaced, should be replaced in kind. Landscaping is the 463 to be applied here. In this case, because it's multifamily, it's not a single house. You cannot build with wood. It has to be a rough iron. They are suggesting later on a brick wall you would see on the Sherwood project and so. And the project must comply with the UDC and IBC.
Okay, is anyone here to speak on behalf of this project? Step forward. Make sure your microphone is on and identify yourself, please.
Is it on? Is it on?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Eddie Lucio. I'm one of the, I guess, investor manager people behind this project. So I want to thank everybody first for allowing us the opportunity to present this project. We're looking forward to trying to restore this hotel back to its original glory. As you can tell, it's in extremely bad shape. We've been working closely with Mr. Velez to try to make sure that we comply with all the Texas historical mission rules and regulations with the state. We're in the process of trying to get it registered as well. Our plans right now are, the way I understand it is we're basically trying to get the layout, the architecture and everything before we can get our mechanical engineering, plumbing plans, which would be the AC, the sprinkler, electrical. My understanding is we have to get this first and then address, because I heard some comments about sprinklers and electrical and the AC, which we've already started looking into that. But basically, the engineers are telling us we first need to get these sets of plans done and approved before we can go to the next step. So I'm hoping we can. We've seen the recommendations that Mr. Velez's office has provided, and we're going to comply with all of these to make sure that hopefully we can get these tax credits for this building as well. And I agree with the comments. We do want to try to make it a little bit more historical so that we don't have to keep updating once whatever theme. I think the theme there is probably a little bit more modern and not as historical. I think we can tweak it a little bit, but for us, that's just a matter of tweaking the design concept. I think we can do that without any, big issue or problem on our part.
But you're making these apartments.
We're going to what?
These are going to be apartments. It's not going to be a hotel.
It's going to be more of a hotel
Oh.
than a park. It's going to
Oh.
be short-term rentals.
Oh, okay.
And what we're trying to do is create a concept with what we refer to as a sister property, which I think Mr. Velez is going to present. There's an old house right next to it, which we want to try to turn into some sort of event center, also for weddings or quinceañeras or corporate parties or things of that sort. So we want to kind of try to combine both properties since they are on the same property, to create a cohesive theme between the two. Yeah, but it will be short-term rentals.
Oh, okay. Now, I'm curious, when you're saying the fence, where are you talking about the fence?
Yeah, well, you would see on the other drawings, they're proposing a brick wall.
Oh.
On the other one, okay, that somehow, it can be tall and so it can be masonry. The ordinance allows for, I used to choose rough iron, but can be also masonry. Where it cannot be is wood because it's a commercial property. So for safety reasons and avoid trespassing and so it has to be some element that is more, more secure. And those are through metal or through masonry. You will see later on the wall proposed and the suggestions.
But the wall proposed is for the next door.
Yes, well,
Not for
it
this.
comprehends probably the part of
Okay.
the backyard. And so.
Okay, we'll see in the next presentation.
Okay, so we have any more questions for Mr. Lucio?
No, thank you.
We appreciate your willingness to work with Mr. Velez, and
Yes.
we are assuming that
Thank
you
you.
are in agreement with all of the restrictions that he's
Yes.
listed here.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Is
Right,
there a
thank you.
motion to close public hearing?
Well, I just have one more comment. I really appreciate the fact that you all have stuck with this because I know it's been a long road. And I think it's absolutely a great asset to what is the most important historic area coming down St. Charles. The Alonso Building and then in the block for you and then that block. I think it'd make a huge difference.
Well,
Yeah.
Tax credits is going to make a difference.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm really glad you all stuck with it.
Looks beautiful.
I will.
Okay, is there a motion to close public hearing?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a
Second.
second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. I'll entertain a motion.
So me,
Okay, is there,
To approve.
to approve, motion to approve, my apologies.
is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, motion passes. What else, Mr. Velez?
Okay. The building next to it, this is the Sherwood. Okay, so Hanson sold the property in 1878. If you remember, I think that Stephen Fox was saying that he was assuming that it was designed by Hanson because simply it was the neighbor. Now with the discovery of this deed, I really feel that it was designed by him. So it may have tax credits. They have to discuss for long with the Texas Stock Commission because the building is still there. Okay, again, I'm showing the same Sanborn maps. We have also an historical
Oh.
photograph here, an aerial view when it was at the corner. This was already expanded to the back. So, because the original shape is the balcony on the front and the two windows that you see there.
Oh, it's this one?
No, over here, I think this. It's the shaded one, right?
Is the red one,
The red, yeah.
okay? The rear house just was lost. We can have, this has been provided by Ramiro Gonzalez. He's working also to try to have tax credits in this building and so. See what happened.
Oh, wow, okay.
When you open that balcony.
What happened?
It's the old.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The arched windows.
And
Sorry.
that's like a very good picture of the condo. See that angle.
Okay. So in this slide, you are seeing the balcony with the columns. And so that's important because we were doubting what happened with this building and what happened, especially in the second floor. You can see the two windows on the sides. That's important because that's one of my comments later. This is how it looked like. Simply that balcony was closed. They expanded to the rear. You can see the two windows there, symmetrical disposition on the main body. The other facade looks like a little disaster on the second floor, but the first floor still have the two windows. And that's important. Oh, you cannot see that? Sorry, I'm going to start again. No, but they cannot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's leading.
So, recording.
Okay. So, sorry, let me go back so customers can see what I was showing.
Oh, it's good.
The aerial view, another aerial view. Front elevation, the front facade.
So go back to the aerial view. Yes, this one.
Yeah, look at that. Thank you, Bob Torres.
So you can see that the convent is still there. I mean, by these little details, you more or less can even know what's the period when this aerial photograph was taken. At the corner, just behind the Nerroy, I think that's the Gomila house.
The which house?
At the corner, at the other corner, you can see the Nerroy. Well,
Yes.
just on the rear, that's the alley, another building, and then that two-story building, I think that's the Gomila house. Okay, thank you. So this is the front view with the enclosed porch, the side where you can see the two windows, align, two windows here on the first floor, on the facade facing Matamoros. The original entry door and one of the 6-on-6 original windows. This is in a very bad condition, and you can see the extension there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm showing here when I met on Real Places with the previous director of the National Register Historic Places Designations, Greg Smith, he told me, I told him that the house was still there. He didn't believe it and said, okay, I challenge you to show me that it's still there. These are the original front windows facing St. Charles that were transformed into doors. So they are still, the openings are still there. So with the photographs or the first floor witnesses, samples that we have can be perfectly reproduced there. Or at least that's my theory to defend in front of the Texas Historical Commission. This is the interior corridor with the extension, non-historic extension in the back.
So the extension did not exist
The
before?
extension was added maybe when the house was at the corner, but not on the significant period. That's what I'm saying. The significant period was until 1910s, 1920s, when the original family sold the house, because Sherwood died at 1906. The house is 1903, and he died soon later. So they remain as a property owners, but until 1920s when they sold to another person, to Alvarez. So from there and once moved, they readdress and reorganize all the interior. Even the interior probably is not the original that the house has. You can see here Mr. Larry Love explaining the doors. Well, looks like he was going to shoot someone. And because we have paid a lot of visits to the place to be sure of it. This is the site plan, the demolition proposal of the front area to have the balcony, the demolition of the rear. You can see here on the side the two proposals, demolish those non-historic buildings. So this is the existing floor plan. Please take note of where are the walls. We don't know really. I don't feel that this is the original layout. Probably that staircase is not the original, but maybe the place where it is located is the original. So we have to be very careful with what is recommended here. You can see the front porch on the first floor and the rear porch, but with some additions. So you can see the two parallel walls that build the hallway. This is the second floor with the enclosements. So the proposal is this one, an open area, northwest, break room and lobby on the other side, and rear yard on the back to do the events and so. Okay, let us go back so you can see, compare this one with the current first floor, all right? As you can see, the walls to the right, when they started through the entry door of St. Charles is to the right. Those walls are maintained all along it, okay, on the proposal. Now, what I said is that the way, the Texas Historical Commission used to do not like to change all these doors, existing doors, and so practically, most of them are original. So what I'm trying to let them know is to keep most of the doors where they are, and instead of having this open space, substitute those openings, bringing back the original doors and building up a double door. I don't know if the Texas Historical Commission would allow that or not, because they don't want to have any kind of alteration facing a common area such as a hallway. Okay, well, that's something that we don't know right now.
Okay, and this green all around?
No, it's simply to show the walls of the house and the walls that is going to surround later on the patio, especially on the back, not on the front.
Okay, so to
That's,
my right, this is the back and and to the
No.
left is the front?
the right is the entrance, and the left with that huge void space, that's the rear to the alley. And that's where the courtyard, you're going to see it on the renders. this
Okay.
year, okay? So then the second floor, the proposal of the second floor is this one. Let us say that open space to the right changes the existing area right now. This is how it looked like. You can see that the bottom wall of the hallway is all aligned nearby the staircase, and they are opening this area to the right. Again, my recommendation is to try to keep as much as the original disposition of the walls and doors, because I'm always concerned now if the Texas Commission later on allows them to change, perfect. That's perfect to me. They are showing here the doors as well. Again, they did a very good follow-up of the windows. You can see that the original windows are 6-on-6. This is how the wall would look like and the rear patio. You can see the Sherwood rear facade now totally open and now with a little obstacle to the right. So that's a common space. On the other area would be parking areas and so. So these are some views just to, you can see kind of the volume and mass of what it's going to look like. So again, the Secretary of Interior standards and then the recommendations. Well, I'm showing here that it has currently the Pecho de Paloma, California siding. That probably was not the original one. Some Victorian doors. The landscaping again, and the recommendations are as follows. Okay, complete the building permit and COA. Once the THC provides comments, state 2 or B, the signing COA will copy those comments so that the COB is aligned with the aforementioned state organization. The facades and their features, single hung 6/6 windows with non-tinted glass, etc., should be preserved. I'm saying here, please check the historic photographs, as it only shows 2 windows on the sides with symmetrical disposition. I show it in the aerial photographs. That's the original disposition of the window, so those spaces should have to have only 2 openings. I'm saying here the first floor, the multi-purpose area and break room would have 1 longer 6/6 window to avoid a non-historic 3rd window on each side, and those allow for proper ventilation and light. And on the 2nd floor, each of the 2 rooms facing the alley would only have 1 larger window next to the bed near the hallway to avoid a non-historical 3rd window on each side. That's the rear facade, so that's the reason why I'm saying if you need light inside those rear rooms, just open more the rear facade. Don't open a new window that didn't exist before. The exterior main door, light doors, and transom door is original, is a Victorian style. It should be repaired following the standards. The current layout is probably not the original. Remember that this was a high-style house transformed into apartments. So then all those doors, that's one of the reasons that can be said in front of the Texas Historical Commission. All those doors that appear on the corridor right now, and so maybe they were not even the original disposition that the house had. So if you say the historical significance of this house, period, is this era, you can say, okay, let us imagine that the house had double doors. Let us take 2 historic doors, we put it together, and then you enter into the new spaces that you create. I don't feel that that's a strong argument, and Mr. Ramiro Gonzalez and the owners could say that in front of the Texas Historical Commission, instead of fighting for the apartments that were built after 1930 as oh, that's historic. No, That's precisely is what it happened is that new disposition remove and destroy the house on the interior, you know? So that's why I'm not so worried about the interior, but at the same time, you have to make strong statements in front of the Texas Commission saying exactly the same. And there are some original interior doors, okay, just use it and preserve it, and that's part of the recommendation. And then landscaping as well. Proposed shutters must cover the entire window. I mean, don't build these kind of little narrow shutters. You should have to cover the whole window, you know. And the brick wall, okay, the brick wall runs along the rear. It may extend as far as the sides of the main facade of the Sherwood building. I mean, don't come with that brick wall to the front yard. Stop it when the Sherwood facade starts. And then if you want to enclose that area as a private area, you can do it, but stop
I'm
there.
not following what you're saying right now.
Okay. So if we see the site plan. For the wall, you can go the top wall that is somehow is not here and so, but well, the top wall, if you want to build that gray line, supposedly is the wall. If you go vertical is okay, and then when you go horizontally, don't go up to the balcony area, the porch columns. Just stop it where the facade of the Sherwood is located.
And
Okay.
at that point, would you put a wrought iron railing there? instead
Yeah, I
of-
mean, it would be better if you put then a rough iron entry and so, or something like that, that is kind of more transparent. So that could be perfectly done, you know?
So, and really it looks so narrow, it would just look like a gate, honestly.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and onto the side, okay, you have a brick wall, but.
Okay, so
don't-
I understand on that side. On the side between the Nelroy Apartments and this, what is proposed there?
Well, just behind the Nelroy Apartments, I think that they are going to leave the parking.
No, no,
They will
no.
explain.
I'm talking on the St. Charles side. What is going between the Nelroy Apartments and the house?
No, right now, the Nelroy is steps on the lot line, and behind it is an open parking space.
And what is proposed? On one side, you're gonna have a wrought iron railing that can look like a
Okay,
gate.
dividing the Nelroy from the Sherwood?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good question. A good
Okay.
answer. So those are the recommendations.
Okay, is anyone here to speak on behalf of this project? Lucio?
Again, I mean, I don't want to repeat the comments I made earlier. We're complying with all these requirements. We're working closely with Mr. Velez, following all his suggestions as well as the states. We're going to comply with everything the city requires. In terms of what goes between them, right now, there's nothing between them. It looks like there used to be maybe like a driveway there. At one point,
Yeah, let me.
we're still trying to figure out what we're gonna put in between them, something. I don't think we're gonna erect anything in between the two properties, but we do want to do something nice in there to fix it and again, to try to create a cohesive look between both properties. Something that ties them in together, hopefully.
Well, that's my question. If you're having wrought iron railing on this side, what he's recommending, are you gonna put wrought iron railing on between the Nelroy and the Sherwood house?
If it's something that the historical people will allow and the city allows.
Because you
then-
don't need anything on the front to protect, you're not gonna recommend any fence in front of the house.
Not yet, but if they want to build something, should have to be set back from the lot line. I mean, there are several ways to do it. One, I mean, first of all, I don't have any opposition to build a brick wall on the alley and from the alley to the Sherwood house and stop on the facade of the Sherwood house, and then you build the rough iron entry there. So it's more transparent seen from the street. And then, okay, you would see it perpendicular to the street, the wall, the brick wall, but that's not an issue. Then that wall goes all the way to the back. I don't know what is going to be the treatment on the parking area, if you're going to maintain those parking units.
We're going to maintain some of the parking spaces that are there right now.
So that would be a treatment, okay, to how to entry those parkings and maybe, and what are you going to do with on the side of the 7th Street where the Nelroy is located? You would continue that brick wall?
No, not in front of the windows.
No, I don't think so, not onto that
That
side.
will be open, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but then I'm sure you're gonna want something to protect the back from people just wandering into your backyard.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm asking. Is that gonna be wrought iron?
Okay, so then you would need a wall separating the rear of the Nelroy with the Sherwood house. That's what you are saying?
Actually, I'm
too?
talking about the front. You're saying he's gonna build a brick wall up to the, house, not to be any further in
Yep.
front than the porch.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. On this side, he's not gonna build a brick wall because he's got windows for the Nelroy. So he's not gonna build a brick wall. So is that going to also, is your recommendation also gonna be a wrought iron gate or fence?
Well, yeah, I always recommend kind of rough iron front, on the front view, because it's more transparent. So if they were going to build something between the Nelroy and the Sherwood, that should be
Well, I mean, he's
a rough
gonna
iron.
have to, he doesn't want a party that people can just walk through to
Yeah.
the party.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, whatever the it requires, but we don't plan on dividing a brick wall between the two properties.
No.
That would make sense.
No, it makes no sense. You'd cover windows. No, I'm just talking from the front, looking at the house. On this side, he is saying, and I don't even know if this is if this is your idea, he's saying you're gonna build a brick wall along the property line of the Sherwood house. I don't know if that is your plan or if you're just building the brick wall up to the Sherwood house and not all along the property line.
Yeah, I guess I'm having,
It's not very clear on the drawing. I don't know if the brick wall goes only this way up to here. And then how you separate this area to avoid people seeing you from the East 7th Street and how you're going to treat this. If that is so, then it's aligned to the facade, southeast facade, that's okay. Then here,
our plan was to align it.
and there, and then you, oh, okay. All the rear end, parking spaces, then the wall is just from.
This is the house.
Okay, so you have the courtyard, it's close, the lot line facing the southeast. Then the other wall. Up.
Okay, that's fine. Again, then you're gonna need something between the Nelroy and the house and the fence to ensure that you have privacy for the guests that are in the courtyard. Are both sides gonna be, my question again is, are those both sides gonna be wrought iron?
I have no, for me, wrought iron would work.
Yeah, well, the recommendation would be to use transparent,
Okay.
75% clearance,
Okay,
rough iron.
okay, that's my question. Okay, thank you.
Okay, are you in agreement with all the comments that Mr. Velez has listed?
Yes.
as needed to be, okay.
Are you also comfortable with that common space? I think he was saying that maybe that would be an issue with the state, you know, how you opened up that one side of the Sherwood. I'm hoping that you're allowed to do that because
Yes.
I think you should be given some flexibility. I think for us, the most critical thing is the outside
The
facade,
facade.
the way it looks to the community. And I'm hoping that they can encourage the state to allow them flexibility on the inside.
Yeah, we're hoping that as well, because it really would, change the whole purpose or function of it. We're not allowed to do that.
The reason I'm bringing that up is that I think that you should reflect that to the Texas Historic Commission that local review wants to give them that flexibility.
Yeah, of course. I'll also speak with
Because to save the facade of the Sherwood house and bring it back as you have it.
Yep.
It's gonna be great for that.
absolutely.
Now, how high are you going to allow the fence along the back? 6 feet, you said?
6 feet. I think that is up to 7, they don't need engineer, but from 7 more, they need an engineer and so it's all what they wanted. I don't,
Are you fine with a 6-foot fence?
With what size?
A 6-foot fence?
That-
We're okay with that, and if I think if an 8 feet is something that would work better, we comply with whatever the engineer would say in terms of the requirements for that.
I think you can do up to
7.
7. And
Up to 7?
I think that up to 7,
helps
yeah.
you Because 6, you can look over easily.
Yes.
You get that extra, I mean, my understanding, as long as it's less than 7,
So 6'11".
6'11". We broken glass on the top, no.
No.
I can't see over either, so.
Yeah,
Okay, any other comments? Mr.
No,
Lucio?
nothing else from us?
And then landscaping between, you're going to recommend landscaping between Melroy and Sherwood?
Yeah, that's a city. thing.
Juan, you're
Yeah, correct.
recommending landscaping between Melroy and Juan?
no,
and-
simply to be aligned with the landscaping ordinance. It
Okay.
says that, I don't know, 1 tree, 2 trees, I don't know, it depends on the square feet. That, the designers would check it. Yeah. Because, we want to be sure that also, I mean, they are going to need that kind of thing because that beautifies the place and that's what precisely they want.
I think doing
Okay.
again, doing the inside interiors period, telling the state you're, rehabbing the outside, trying to make the inside feel like it was in that time period. That way they can
That
grant
helps.
you that, open space that we're all in favor of.
Okay, is there a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Sorry?
Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Yes, sir.
Who proposed and moved?
He
One second.
closed.
Very
First,
nice.
and
And
then.
Martinez,
Thank you.
second.
Sorry.
Mr. Lucio, I just want to make a simple comment. The last time this was on the agenda, this house,
For demolition.
it was for demolition.
Yeah.
So we're thrilled that you're
Yes,
doing what you're proposing to do.
absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
He's gonna add
Yeah,
that.
and I would say that the project is one of the very best as well. Both.
Thank you too.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn? Oh, no, wait.
You started
Is
to
there a
approve it.
motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, a motion made, and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Never died.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes.
I gotta pee.
You're running now.
Thank you, Lena.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think that is a fantastic. I think that is a fantastic project. I mean, all these kind of little things. we-